a raging racist scandal broke out in La Liga. Vinicius Jr. has once again suffered from the fans, but this time the guilty must be severely punished. In this video, we are gonna tell the story of the Brazilians' endless war against discrimination, who is to blame, and what needs to be done to eliminate the evil. And now, to the video. Let's recall the timeline of events and how it all began. In the 73rd minute of the Valencia-Real Madrid game, Vinicius Jr. started quarreling with Valencia fans who were shouting something from the stands. It later became known that racist insults were shouted at the Brazilian. Dozen reports that Vinicius, gesturing at the home fans, said, "He called me a monkey." The game was stopped, and the referee even apologized to Carlo Ancelotti and Vinicius. An announcement was also made at the Mestalla Stadium calling for more tolerant behavior. Obviously, this was not a one-off shout from the stands. In addition to Vinicius' teammates, Valencia captain José Gaya also stood up for his opponent and asked the fans to stop. The match referee, Ricardo Bengoechea, managed to settle the situation and the game continued. However, Marca reported that after the racist insults, Vinicius said, "I don't want to play anymore," to Ancelotti. In the injury time of the second half, a fight broke out between the players. At some point, Hugo Duro grabbed Vinicius by the neck, and the latter responded by punching his opponent in the face. Vinicius was sent off. Of course, this is not directly related to the racist scandal, but it's an important point for understanding the overall context. Leaving the pitch, the Brazilian also provoked the Valencia players by showing the stands that their team will be relegated from La Liga. The whole situation obviously could not end in peace. This league has a racist problem. They can't yell at Vinicius calling him a monkey. The match has to stop. There is no other way. Do you want to talk about football? I don't want to talk about football, but what happened here? An outraged Carlo Ancelotti said. Thibaut Courtois added more details. Since the 20th minute, there have been monkey sounds. If Vini had said he didn't want to play anymore, I would have got off the pitch with him, the Belgian said. Vinicius was called a monkey, after which match protocols were activated. The referee's official match report claims. After the game, Vinicius was furious. He believes that La Liga is to blame for these fans' behavior. He says the organization not only does nothing about racists, but also condones them. The price that racists won was my sending off. It's not football, it's La Liga, the Brazilian said on his Instagram page story. Vini also published a post expressing his disappointment. The league that once belonged to Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Cristiano and Messi today belongs to the racists. Sorry for the Spaniards who do not agree, but today, in Brazil, Spain is known as a country of racists. Friends, let us distract you for a few seconds. We ask you to subscribe to our channel if you like our videos. We always have our finger on the pulse of the hottest football events, so join us to not miss a thing. And now let's continue. Of course, this scandal could not do without reactions from around the world, but it's worth starting with Valencia. The club has made an official statement promising harsh punishment for offenders. Valencia FC will ban the fans who made racist gestures at Vinicius Jr. from the stadium for life, the statement says. Tiempo de Juego has already reported that 2 racists from the stadium have been identified, and La Liga will hand over their details to Valencia. We condemn all these insults, and cameras are there. If it's clear who did it, for me they should never return to a stadium. In our society, racist chants make no sense. I just don't understand it, Valencia captain José Gaya said after the match. I don't like to see what happened with Vinicius. This is not football. We apologize to Vinicius on behalf of Valencia. We can't accept racist insults. Lost chess striker Justin Kluivert said. These are the right messages from the players. The public was interested in the reaction of La Liga president Javier Tebas. Well, we would like to inform you that he managed to get into a media argument with Vinicius. We tried to explain it to you, but you have not shown up for either of the 2 agreed dates that you requested. Before criticizing and insulting La Liga, it's necessary that you inform yourself properly. Don't let yourself be manipulated, Tebas said to the Brazilian. A strange an incomprehensible comment from a man who, to put it mildly, is not leading the league in the right direction. However, Vinicius managed to answer him quite clearly. Omitting yourself only makes you equal to racists. I'm not your friend to talk about racism. I want actions and punishments, the Brazilian said. After that, Tebas seemed to change his tone. This season, racist insults have been reported 9 times. 8 of them were for insults against Vinicius. We always identify the madmen and file the complaint with the sanctioning bodies. It doesn't matter how few they are, we are always relentless. Well, we have to wait for real steps from the La Liga president. At least, we have seen an official statement from the league that they will investigate and are already collecting evidence on the case. Instead, the president of the Royal Spanish Football Federation, Luis Rubiales, sided with Vinicius. Vinicius is more right than we think. The goal is for all footballers to be able to say that racism is no longer a problem. I asked Vinicius to ignore the irresponsible behavior of Javier Tebas. It's true that this season there have already been 10 complaints about racial abuse against footballers, and 9 of them were against Vinicius. It's crazy. On the internet, there are opinions that the Brazilian himself partly provokes fans to do this. After all, there are a lot of black players in the league, but statistics show that almost all cases of insults are about Vinicius. Well, Vini may indeed be disliked because of his behavior on the pitch. Simulations, arguments with the referees, provocations, all of this is in the winger's portfolio. Eccentric and talented people always evoke emotions and not always positive ones. However, this does not give anyone the permission to insult a player. And the greatest foolishness is trying to make the victim guilty. In this situation, the amount of support the Brazilian received from the football community is encouraging. Official statements have been issued by Brazilian football giants such as Flamengo, Santos, Palmeiras, Fluminense, Botafogo, and others. The official football organizations of Spain, Brazil, and England have also shown their support. Brazilian President Lula and FIFA President Gianni Infantino spoke out as well. As for the support from football stars, that goes without saying. Rafael Leao, Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe, Rio Ferdinand, Neymar, Kaká, Ronaldinho, and many others publicly supported their colleague on social media. This is really important. Once again, an episode of racism in La Liga. Until when? As long as there is impunity, there will be racism. It's enough. Vini, count on me in your fight, in our fight, the legendary Ronaldo Nazario said in support of Vini. Of course, in this situation, Vinicius will need the support of his club, especially as more details came to light over time. The fact is that racist chants were heard against the Brazilian from the moment Real arrived at the stadium. In the video, Valencia fans also shouted Vinicius that he is a monkey. In this situation, you can't get away with saying that someone provoked them. In addition, DAZN reported that the Brazilian was also addressed with death wishes. The first thing Real Madrid did was to assure everyone that they would not let the investigation go to waste and would seek punishment for those responsible. Moreover, the club wants sports sanctions for Valencia. If that doesn't happen, Real Madrid will go to court. That is, we can even talk about points deduction. All of this is reported by Marca. Later, Real Madrid officially confirmed that they had filed a complaint with the State Attorney General's office. Everything is on track. On Monday, Real Madrid president Florentino Perez met with Vinicius to express his full support and assure him that the club would seek the maximum punishment for those responsible. The media also began to spread information that the Brazilian might want to leave Spain because of this incident, but it was quickly refuted by many reliable journalists, including Fabrizio Romano. Barcelona coach Xavi was also asked about the incident, and he responded, "These things continue to happen in 2023 is sad and unfortunate. It's about people and we have to condemn any act of racism like yesterday at Marseille with Vinicius. His shirt doesn't matter. Vinicius is a person before a Madrid player." Well, for such words, the eternal rivals can only be respected. Friends, write your thoughts on this situation and what punishment the racists, as well as Valencia, should face in the comments. And write words of support to Vinicius. We invite you to support this video by liking it so that as many people as possible can learn the truth about everything that happened. Have a nice day.